Alright, this is the video related to the negotiation that you're going to be conducting, and I want to just give you some quick tips and pointers and a very brief overview of what I'm looking for and what you can expect to see. Each of you will receive an email from me. In that email, you'll receive a document that has general facts related to the negotiation and also confidential facts related to the negotiation. The confidential facts are broken down into three categories: facts that you can disclose, facts that you may not disclose or may disclose in your discretion, and then facts that you cannot disclose, that you have to disclose. And so you'll see those listed out. This particular case is a criminal case, so for the MA students, don't let that bother you. It's still just a negotiation, and the same principles will apply. And have a little fun with it. The case is based on an actual case that was tried uh, in a court. I've made up some things to spice it up a bit, but for the most part, it's generally speaking on target with an actual case. It is not reported in any reporting system, so you don't go try to find it anywhere. It was just a trial at a trial court level. There's no written opinion anywhere, so you're not going to find this. So don't waste your time looking for it. The main thing I want you to get out of this is mostly A, planning and preparation, and B, really starting to get a sense of how to go through that initial orientation in terms of questions and in terms of kind of placing yourself into the negotiation. So I don't get too wound up about whether it goes well or doesn't go well, or whether you think it's wonderful or awful. I don't want you to get caught up in that, frankly. I just want you to do the best you can. We're going to do this completely via email, which is a little weird for me because I'm used to negotiating more via face-to-face and telephone. But these days, you're going to do a lot of email communication with people. That's the second thing I want to talk to you about, and that is that when you communicate via email, particularly in this kind of setting, I've seen what can happen over the last few years as emails become more and more prevalent with attorneys. I've seen some pretty sloppy emails, and so you want to be thoughtful about how you put your emails together. Think of it as being, this is a legal document, and so think of it that way. I don't mean you should agonize over every single, semicolon and comma and that sort of thing. That's not what I'm suggesting. But we have this tendency with email oftentimes to dash things off and then hit send and then kind of go oops. And you don't want to be doing that when you have legal matters. The other thing is, oftentimes we will use things like these little emoticons where you have smiley faces and so forth in an attempt, and all caps and those sorts of things, italics, whatever you use, to try to give a flavor of what you're saying. Just be careful. I'm not saying do or don't use those things. I'm just suggesting that when you see such things in writing in an email, oftentimes it's not as easily interpreted as you intend. And so just be thoughtful about your use of such things. That doesn't mean you can, or I'm not telling you to or not to. I'm just simply reminding you these are legal negotiations, and so you want to be cautious. And frankly, I don't care whether you're involved in a legal negotiation or not. Anytime you're communicating via email for some purpose beyond mere information among friends or something, you need to be thinking about the implications of the email. I've seen too many times with emails that somebody wished they had never sent because it was easily interpreted to mean something they didn't intend. So just keep that in mind as you go about this. If you have any questions, email me about the negotiation so that we can make sure we square them away. Sometimes when you email me, my response will be, I can't tell you. And that's not because I don't want to, or it's not because I think you have a bad question. It's because I feel that the question would cause me to have to give you information that would give you an advantage. And so I will say, and if you get an email back from me that says I can't tell you, that's what that means. All right, so happy negotiating. And I will have another video posted as well on a brief overview of Chapter 4, which I've kind of already done, and then a brief overview of Chapter 5.